Our next guest is a New York Times bestselling author, theologian, and international speaker. He also served on President Obama's White House Advisory Council on faith-based and neighborhood partnerships. Jim Wallis is here to discuss his 13th book, The False White Gospel, Rejecting Christian Nationalism, Reclaiming True Faith, and Refounding Democracy. Welcome, Jim, to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to start here with a quote from your book. You say, "We're facing two tests, one of our democracy and the other of our faith communities." Talk to us about white Christian nationalism and what you believe is so concerning about this particular sect.
Well, there's a lot of bad religion out there in white Christian nationalism. The most inclusive, welcoming message in the world becomes white and Christian, but it doesn't mean service and love and sacrifice. It means control, dominion, and nationalist. Jesus told his followers to go into all the world, make disciples of every nation, teaching them to do whatever I've commanded, and they make it nationalist. So this is bad religion, and the best answer to bad religion is better faith.
In recent years, white Christian nationalists have increasingly tried to politicize and weaponize their beliefs against people. As you know, former President Trump is now selling branded Bibles to fund his legal woes. How do those actions resonate with what you call the false white gospel, and how entrenched is this problem, would you say, within our country?
Well, when a candidate for president is selling Bibles for his own gain, let's look at what the Bible says. And when he's comparing himself to Jesus, literally, let's see what Jesus really says. Every nation has its better angels and worse demons. Donald Trump is not a leader, he's a marketer. And he's marketing racial grievance, but it's even deeper. He's marketing our nation's worst demons, and they run very deep.
Your depiction of the false white gospel was somewhat inspired by your own experience within the black church, and we often see politicians campaigning in those places as well. How would you respond to criticism about politicians using the black church for their own political gain?
Well, this election isn't about partisan politics, left and right, Democrat, Republican. It's about what our moral values are. And no one should be politicizing religion for their own purposes. So let's go deeper. Don't go left, don't go right, go deeper here. And churches should be places where we have an honest conversation about what truth-telling means in relationship to race in America, to our values in America, to what we say we are as people of faith. This is the biggest test of democracy in my lifetime, really since the Civil War. But it's also, as you said, it's a test of faith, the integrity, the authority of faith communities.
I'm curious your take on, we often see breakdowns, especially on the voter exit polls about, the evangelicals, right? And how often you brought up the word morality. And it seems like many are often willing to turn potentially a blind eye to morality, but saying because it's for the greater good of, let's say I'm anti-abortion, I'm anti-gay marriage, let's say, that they're saying that is why, I'm willing to, some little things that might be said that might be inappropriate or immoral, not such a big deal when you're talking about those larger issues. Your response to the white evangelicals and the questionable morality issues.
The problem with the phrase white evangelical that you just raised is the defining word in the phrase isn't evangelical, it's white Christian. And we're trying to bring the Christian back and not have the white so dominant here. Any attempt to suppress a vote or deny a vote or miscount votes or take away that voice, any attempt for voter suppression because of the color of somebody's skin or anything else is literally an assault on Imago Dei.
We thank you so much for joining us tonight. The False White Gospel is now available wherever books are sold.